Welcome to Subramani. This is going to be a little different format where I'm going to talk about asset allocation for the retired person. And so the first, I've been asked many times and by many people, should retired people have equity in their portfolio? How much equity should one have? And how should I do my asset allocation? And how to do my asset allocation? I've been asked by people right with 1 crore to people with 30 crores, right? So everybody is worried about asset allocation. So I'll handle all these three questions differently. So first question is, should we have equity at all in our portfolio for a retired person? The answer is in unequivocal yes. Because most people who are retiring today, let us assume for a minute that all of them are about 60 years of age. Technically speaking, they could live for another 40 years in a country where inflation is at least 5 to 6% at the retail level, if not more. Maybe you have to be prepared for even 8-9% kind of inflation, but at least 5 to 6%, like they say in Hindi, kahin nahi gaya. Definitely we will have that much of inflation, at least in the foreseeable few years. After that, things may change, but you have to provide for that. Today, there are no asset classes which give you 6% post-tax, almost assured kind of a return, because that is what you need for your retirement. So, is there an annuity plan available which will give you an assured 6-7% kind of a return? Doubtful. And whether when you buy something like that, like if you can buy an annuity, unfortunately annuity, even if you get 6-7%, the whole thing is taxable. So you will end up paying taxes also. You have to provide for that. So which means it has to give you 8-9%, and your corpus has to be so big that you have to take into account future inflation. So today you may need say 6 lakhs for your expenses, but after 12 years or after 10 years you may be requiring 12 lakhs. And after 10 more years you may be requiring 20 lakhs, right? So inflation is going to hit very badly, because even though it looks like a small number, over a period of time it can hit you. So to counter inflation, you need to have equity in your portfolio. I don't think I can make a more passionate appeal that people should have some equity in their portfolio. Now question is, how much equity do you need? Well, you need as much equity as to combat inflation. You need not get fantastic return, but to increase your overall portfolio return from something like 6-6.5% to about 10%, you will require to have at least 40-50% of your money in equities. That sounds pretty high, but that is what you will have to do. What you can also do is during times like now, when the market is at 50,000, which is new high, you could be withdrawing more from equity and less from debt. Once the market is down, you should be investing more from, you should be withdrawing more from debt and less from equity. All your mutual funds should be in growth option. If you have direct equity, you will also get some dividends, and if you have incorporated the dividends in your income, you have one advantage, that the dividend will keep rising, and that will take care of your inflation. The increase in dividend should more or less offset the increase in your inflation, so that your expenses, when it goes up, the increased expenses can be met out of the increased dividends. So you can do this. So therefore, again, equity and a passionate plea for having money in equity. How much you could start? I mean, there are people who are saying the yields on debt funds are so low that can we go for an all-out equity? You can go for an all-out equity provided you have a very, very large corpus. Let us say you sat down with some calculators and you arrived that you require 3 crores for your investment. Luck have it, your equity portfolio did well, etc., and you have 9 crores plus a spare house and the house in which you are living. Now what has happened is you have such a huge surplus that really, honestly, asset allocation will not matter. You could keep the whole thing in debt, you could keep the whole thing in equity, it wouldn't matter, simply because the corpus is very high. On a 9 crore investment, even assuming a 1% yield, you're going to get 9 lakhs as dividend. on a 9 lakh or 9 lakhs of total return, let's say, even assuming just 1% a year, and your requirement is less than that, so you have much more than what you need, then again asset allocation doesn't matter. If it does matter, make sure that you build the solid blocks very well. You should have an annuity which is taking care of your current income, and the minute you think you need more income from annuity, you will go and buy yourself another annuity plan, so that you create that buffer. Yes, annuities are inefficient, annuities are taxable, annuities do not give a good return, but annuities have one amazingly good thing: simplicity. It is very easy for anybody to understand that you have put so much money with, say, LIC, and on the 7th of every month or 1st of every month you will get your pension check. On simplicity, annuity or bank fixed deposit are really the best. In terms of tax inefficiency, they are the worst. In terms of returns, if you're priced in well, annuities can be very well priced from your point of view. But bank fixed deposits have a huge risk of repricing every few years. Every few months, if not every couple of years, right? So both have their advantages and their disadvantages. You have that, and you have equity, because equity will provide the kicker that is required in your portfolio. So you have bank fixed deposits, and you have annuities for simplicity, and you have equity for kicker. Once you have equity for kicker and you are going to handle it yourself, sit with your wife and you tell her how you are going to constantly reduce your equity portfolio from the current 50-60% to about 30% by the time you are 80, right? So you need a plan also as to how much of equity, how you will have, how you will scale down. You need to have all this, and if your wife is not interested in it at all, you're much better off giving instructions saying, I will handle equity as long as I can, and after that please sell off all the equity and buy an annuity. Or if your children are interested in running the portfolio after your death for your wife, on your wife's behalf, and because they are the future inheritors, they want to manage it, that's great. Make sure that your wife is involved in the decisions, whatever is happening. Right now you are there, you have created the portfolio, but you have retired and you're managing it. You want your children to chip in, you tell your wife how much they will do, what they will do. You need to have all these discussions, preferably in writing. That will never happen, but at least you should involve your spouse in these discussions. I know women who handle the complete portfolio and the men have no clue about what is happening. If that is so, then it is a woman's duty to teach the husband at least the basics which are necessary to run a portfolio, because if she dies, he will not be able to manage it alone without your help, especially at an older age when he is starting afresh almost, because you are doing it now. For all these purposes, simple products are useful. However, for a kicker, you should have equity, and you should have a plan by which you are going to reduce your equity exposure on a regular basis. Thank you.